Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time on this channel, I would like you to click the subscribe button and don't forget to smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you will get notified as soon as possible. So it's a new week. We are about to zoom into a new week, and last week things really didn't go well for us as planned, right? We had a losing streak week. And I mean, these are one of the things that as a trader you need to accept, whether you like it or not. There are days or there are weeks that where you are going to face losses, all right? Yes, and there are weeks too that are going to be very, very profitable for you, all right? My number one philosophy on the market is that I go in small and come out big, right? So even if I lose on the market, it doesn't get to me so much. But at the end of the day, I choose to risk small and then I come out big, all right? Yeah, so last year I think we lost about 117, if I'm not mistaken, 117 pips. That is the number of pips we lost on the market, all right? And I mean, those in my community would tell that, okay, this is not anything to worry about, because day in, day out, week in, week out, we are able to make a lot of pips, more than the amount of pips we lose, all right? Yeah, so that is just that. And let's look at what next week has for us, all right? Yeah, so we go through these few pairs just as we normally do, and then we look at what next week has for us. If you are new to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and don't forget to smash the notification bell as well, all right? Yeah, so let's delve deep. As usual, let's start with the dollar index and see what is happening on the dollar index. So last week I made you aware that once this low has been broken, I expect to see price push to the downside to the zone, all right? Yes, and so currently we are seeing a little bit of consolidation on the daily time frame. Yeah, so going into next week, I'll still expect to see the downside movement to pan out, all right? At the moment, I am bearish on the dollar index, all right? Higher time frame is suggesting lower prices as far as the dollar index is concerned. So going into next week and then the subsequent weeks ahead, I'm going to look for bearish movement so far as the dollar index is concerned, all right? And so my first point of contact, or my first area that I want to see price get to is the zone, all right? Once it get here, definitely I want to see price break further, all right? Definitely I want to see price break, because at the moment the dollar index is looking bearish, all right? Let's see what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so that is that, all right? That is just that on the 4-hour time frame. So going into next week, from a higher time frame perspective, I want to see this low being attacked, all right? Once this low is being attacked, all right, this is what you should do. You should patiently wait, all right? So far as market structure is concerned, just wait for this low to be broken. Once it get broken, you wait for price to come back to the zone, and then you see a push to the downside. Yeah, so that is that for the dollar index going into next week. Let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. Let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. For GBPJPY last week, I gave you a condition, all right? I gave you a condition, and it is happening. Yeah, it is happening, and I mean, it's very interesting that things are really panning out just as I called out on GBPJPY. I gave you two conditions, all right? I gave you the bullish condition and then the bearish condition. That is what you should expect to see should the market be bearish, and what do you expect to see should the market be bullish, all right? Yeah, so I outlined these highs. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame to see, for us to see things clearer. Let's move the 4-hour time frame to see things clearer. Yeah, so if you watched my previous analysis, I made you aware that these highs are going to be my point of focus going into, that was last week. Yeah, so I told you that if price fails to break this high, then I'll continue to look for sell opportunities. But if price breaks this high, break this one, and even finally breaks this high, then I'll have no option than to start looking for buy opportunities. And definitely we are seeing that happening. All right, price broke this high, violated this high, and violated this high. So it tells you that there is a change in trend so far as GBPJPY is concerned. And so going into next week, I'll be looking for buy opportunities on GBPJPY. All right, so I'll wait for price to come back to the zone, all right, and look for buy opportunities here, and then I'll want to see price move to this area. Yeah, so that is my expectation on GBPJPY, and so which is going to be about 524 pips. All right, yeah, so that is that for GBPJPY. So your stop loss can be somewhere around this zone. Yeah, your stop loss can be around either here or here. Yeah, so that is that for GBPJPY. Going into next week, I'm going to be bullish on GBPJPY. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD. So if I am bearish on the dollar index, I should be bullish. I should expect to see bullish prices on AUDUSD so far as correlation is concerned. So going into next week for AUDUSD, I want to see price move to the upside. But let's quickly look at the 1 week time frame, and I'll show you something on the 1 week time frame. I want to show you something on the 1 week time frame. Even though the daily is looking bullish, all right, because the daily we've seen it break the market. Let's focus on the weekly. Let's focus on the weekly, then we go to the daily, and then that, I think that will make things clearer. So looking at the weekly, we are seeing that price is stacked between this range. All right, price is stacked between this range high and then this range low. Price is stacked between this range. So, but that doesn't mean we can't trade. We can go to the lower time frame and trade. All right. Yeah. So on the weekly time frame, you only see price breaking this low. All right. You only see price breaking this low, and so on the weekly time frame, price hasn't set the stage for bullishness on the weekly time frame. And it doesn't mean you can't look for bullishness or you can't take buys. You can take buys, but on the lower time frame. All right, so it should be a short-term buy. So going into next week, so far as AUD is concerned, I'm going to look out for some short-term buys, because at the moment price is stuck between this range, and so this range is going to be the area in which I'm going to trade. Okay, this range is going to be the area. This range is going to be the area in which I'm going to trade. Yes, this range. I'll trade between this range. Let's go to a daily and see what is happening on daily time frame. Let's go to so for the daily, you realize that okay, this structure has been broken. If you go to the lower time frame, we are going to see things clear. But let's look at what is happening on daily first. Then we go to other lower time frames to see. You see this area has been cleared. This structure is almost cleared. All right, let's go to the 4 hour time frame and see what is happening on the 4 hour time frame. So always look at what is happening on the higher time frame, and then you scale down to the lower time frame. Don't just focus on the on the lower time frame only, irrespective of whatever trader, whether you are a scalper, you are a day trader, or whatever. The higher time frame should be very, very key in your analysis. All right, yes. So this is it on the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, we've seen a lot of what breaking market structures to the upside. And I think last week I made you aware that I was waiting to see price push to this zone, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way. It didn't happen that way, and so we missed the trade. Yeah, I didn't take any trade on AUDUSD last week, because where I was expecting price to get to, it didn't get there. So going into next week, I'll still wait to see price at least get to this zone, that is this bearish candle we are seeing here, or move into this area. So this is my plan for AUDUSD. Going into next week, if price should get here, I'm going to take an entry, all right, but I'll reduce my risk tolerance. That is, I'll reduce my normal lot size, all right. I'll reduce it drastically, all right, because this is an area of liquidity, this is an area of imbalance, and so price is likely to come here. But once it get here, I'll enter the market with a lower lot size and then see how it reacts. If finally it gets here, then I enter proper, all right. But if price will fail to get to this zone, get here and then bounce off, I'll be adding positions as and when necessary. So that is that for AUDUSD. Let's quickly look at what is happening on NZDUSD. Let's look at what is happening in NZDUSD. So AUDUSD, NZDUSD, same plan, all right, because these pairs, I always tell you that these pairs are positively correlated pairs. That means they move together, all right, they move together. But look at what is happening on NZDUSD. We are seeing NZDUSD here, all right. Yes, we are seeing NZDUSD in this area, and so going into next week, I will be observant to see how price reacts, all right. I'll be very observant to see how price will react in this area. I'm really expecting price to bounce off, and then we continue to see higher prices on NZDUSD. Yeah, we continue to see higher prices on NZDUSD. So for NZDUSD going into next week, I'll be expecting to see higher prices, all right. I'll be expecting to see higher prices. So if price should price break this low, then that means we are coming back to what, to this level. Yeah, so I'll be very observant to see how price reacts within the zone, all right. Yeah, so that is that for NZDUSD. For NZDUSD going into next week, I am bullish. Let's look at what is happening on NZDJPY. Yeah, let's look at what is happening on NZDJPY. Let's look at what is happening NZDJPY. So for NZDJPY, at the moment, it's really looking very dicey for me. Yeah, but let's look at what is happening. Let's just switch and look at what is happening on NZDJPY. Yes, so this is it for NZDJPY. This is it for NZDJPY. NZDJPY is still looking bearish for me. Yes, it's looking bearish for me. I don't know for you, but NZDJPY is still bearish for me on the higher time frame. All right, yeah, so far as this high hasn't been taken out on a higher time frame, it is still bearish. But let's look at the daily time frame and see what is happening on a daily. Let's look at what is happening on a daily time frame. So if I should be taking any, all right, yeah, so this is what happened last week. Yeah, this is what happened last week. So let's just take it off. Yeah, so if I should be taking, or if I would take any selves on NZDJPY, this is what I would do. Look at, I hope you have seen what is happening here. All right, have you seen what is happening here? Let's go lower and see. Let's go lower and see things clearer for ourselves. Let's go lower and see things clear. All right, whenever you're in a higher time frame, or whenever you are on any time frame and you don't see things clearer, the best thing is to go either lower or higher to see things clear for ourselves. All right, don't just marry one time frame. All right, yes, don't marry one time frame. Just be conversant with multiple time frames and try to work between them. That is where you begin to understand price action very well. So just as we can see, we are seeing some consolidation in here. Yes, we are seeing some consolidation here. So going into next week, I want to see price break out of this consolidation, then I'll decide what to do. All right, yes, I'll decide what to do, and I'm going to give updates on this in my Telegram community. So if you're not part of my Telegram community, just look through the description box below, click on the link and become part of the Flax Forex Telegram community. All right, and I hope you've really enjoyed the analysis up till now. All right, yes. And so if you haven't subscribed, kindly hit on that subscribe button and then smash the notification bell too as well. So let's go to AUDJPY too and see what is happening on AUDJPY. Let's go to AUDJPY and see what is happening on AUDJPY. So NZDJPY, AUDJPY, I should be seeing some similar price action. Yes, yeah. So that is that on AUDJPY. Even though we've broken the structure on a higher time frame, I still don't see bullishness happening. All right, on a higher time frame, I still don't see bullishness happening yet. And so let's go to lower time frame and see what is happening on the lower time frames. Let's go to lower time frame and see what is happening. Let's go to the lower time frame and see. Let's scale down to the 1 hour. Let's scale down to the 1 hour. Yes, so this is also what happened last week. Yeah, this is also what happened last week. And so that is just, so you realize that even I lost on this trade, I lost 33 pips. Yes, so my philosophy always on the market is go in small and then come out big. Yeah, that is basically what I've been doing for the past 2 years of trading. Yeah. So for AUDJPY, just as we can also see price in consolidation. You can see price in consolidation. So going into next week, I want to see price break out of the consolidation. Then from there, I'll take a decision. Either I buy or sell. All right. Yes. If price should break out, this is what I want to see. Let me be clear to you what exactly I want to see on AUDJPY. All right. So for every price action on the market, when price is in consolidation, I've been saying this always on my Telegram community, that when price is consolidating, the next thing you look out for is manipulation. Yes, price is going to manipulate. Once it manipulates, manipulation simply means price will fake out, will give you a wrong direction. All right, price will give you a wrong direction, and then later on the real direction of the market will set in. So if the market should go to the upside, this is what you see. You see price push down a little bit, and then once it pushes down, you see the price chases. once it pushes down, you see price chases following the movement of the market, and then the next thing you see is price will push up. All right, next thing you see is price push up, and then it will come back again. All right, it will come back again, and then you see a continuation to the upside. Yeah, so that is that. If price should push to the upside, if price should push to the downside, the first thing you see is price manipulating to the upside, moving down, and then coming back again to rebalance price, and then you see a continuation to the downside. So that is that if price is in a consolidation. So that is what you should always wait to see before you take any decision. Yeah, so that is just that for AUDJPY. Let's look at what is happening on EURJPY. Let's look at what is happening on EURJPY. So GBPJPY, EURJPY, same plan, right? Yeah, GBPJPY, EURJPY, I should see the same plan. So let's look at what is happening on EURJPY. So for EURJPY on a daily time frame, we've seen price broken the structure. All right, yes, we've seen price take out this high, and so but let's go to the weekly and see where price is really heading to. Let's go to the weekly and see where price is heading to. Yeah, so on the weekly too, just as you can see, it has broken a weekly high, so it should tell you that price is setting the stage. All right, price is setting the stage for a bullish movement. Let's scroll to the monthly and see. Let's scale to the monthly too and see what is happening on the monthly. Yes, so we can clearly see on the monthly where price is heading to the zone. Yeah, price is heading to the zone. Price heading to the zone. So that is that for EURJPY. But let's move lower. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame and see what is happening on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah. So that is that. So going into next week, I want to see price come back to this area. If I'll take any buys, I want to see price come back to this area, and then we see continuation to the upside. So EURJPY, I'm bullish on EURJPY. I'm bullish on EURJPY. Let's look at what is happening on GBPUSD. Let's look at what has happened GBPUSD. So the dollar index GBPUSD, same plan. The dollar index GBPUSD, sorry, opposite. All right, yes, because price is looking bearish on the dollar index, and so you should expect to see price moving to the upside on GBPUSD. So just as you can see, I'm saying I want to see this high violated. Once that's done, price will set up the stage for a long-term bullishness. Yes, once that is done, price is going to set up the stage for a long-term bullishness. I'm speaking this from a higher time frame perspective, right? Yeah. So that is that for GBPUSD. Going into next week, I'll be very patient. Right, I'll be very patient to see price break this, and this is a daily time frame. So let's go to the lower time frame and see if we can take some short-term trades next week. Let's go to the lower time frame and see if we can take some short-term trades. Yes. So this is what I mostly like seeing. Yeah. So I want to see price respect the zone. I want to see price respect the zone, and then we see a push to the upside, right, which will give us about 178 pips. Yeah, which will give us 178 pips. So that is that for GBPUSD. So that is for the short term. This is going to be my range for the short term until I see this high being broken. I'm going to take short term trades until I see this high being broken. Once this high breaks, that is where I'll start looking for swing setups on GBPUSD. So that is that for GBPUSD. Let's look at what is happening on EURUSD. Let's look at what is happening on EURUSD. So GBPUSD, EURUSD, similar plan. But let's look at what is happening. Let's look at what is happening on EURUSD. Yeah, so for EURUSD, this is where price is sitting. Let's go to the lower time frame and see. All right, I'm also bullish on EURUSD. Yes, I'm also bullish on EURUSD. This is where price is sitting. But look at this whole. I wouldn't be comfortable taking a buy trade in this area so far as EURUSD is concerned. Why? There's a lot of imbalances here that price can easily fill. Alright, there's a lot of imbalances here that price can easily fill, and so I'll be much comfortable to take the buys here. That is if these imbalances are being filled. Alright, I'm not going to take any trade in this area because at the moment it's not safe for me because there's a lot of imbalances we are seeing here, and so I'll wait to see how price is going to react next week. I'll wait and see how price will react next week. But for EURUSD too, I'm waiting for a particular zone to be violated before I start looking for swing trades in this area. I want to see price break this. Once it breaks this, then I'll start looking for swing trades on EURUSD. Yeah, so that is my plan on EURUSD. Alright guys, I hope you've really enjoyed this analysis up to this far, and so if you haven't subscribed, just do me the honest, do me that favor of hitting the subscribe button. Let's grow the YouTube channel. Alright, yeah, let's grow the YouTube channel and expand the Forex community So that is that going into next week. I'll come your way again another time. I wish you all good luck and good trade.